Let's start the MAG Street Committee for February 14th, 2023. So first item on the agenda is a call to order. Steph, would you please call the roll?
Absolutely. I will go down the list alphabetical by last name. Grant Anderson. Charles Andrews. Keith Brown. Bryce Christo.
Here.
Thank you. Jerry Cooper. Maria Deeb.
Present.
Nathan Domi.
Present.
Thank you. And that's the correct pronunciation of your last name, right, Nathan?
Yes. Yeah, you
Okay,
nailed it.
thank you. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks.
Keith Janaski.
Present.
Thank you. David Fabiano.
Present. I will have to leave early, and I have Aaron Pinkerton, our town traffic engineer, will step in as my surrogate when I have to step out.
Okay, thank you very much for
And
letting
if I may, this is Jerry Cooper. I was on mute when I said here.
Oh, hey, Jerry.
Hey.
Gotcha. Catherine Hollow.
Yes, here.
Thank you. Jennifer Jack. I thought I saw Jennifer on, so maybe she's muted. We can come back. Kevin Lair. Arian Larange. Paul Lopez. And then who do we have for Angela Macaluso, American County?
Drew Segato, I'm her proxy.
Okay, thank you. And how do you spell your last name, please?
It's Sigado.
Okay, thank you. Gotcha. Jamie McCracken. Brad Novacek.
Sorry, present.
Thank you. And that was Brad.
Yes.
Thank you. Steve O'Brien.
Here.
Thank you. Dana Oswiani.
I'm here.
Thank you. Matt Rieg. Patrick Sage.
Here.
Thank you. Christopher Salas.
This is Ron Gritman. I'm Chris's proxy.
Thank you, Ron. Raquel Schatz. Thank you. Eric Stewart. Leticia Vargas.
This is John Dixon, the proxy for Leticia.
Thank you, John. Christopher Wanamaker.
Here.
Thank you. Is there anyone I missed in my roll call?
You probably didn't miss me, but I just now got on. Kevin Lair, City of Chandler.
Okay, got you. Anyone else?
Thank you.
Okay, and we do have a quorum present, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Steph. Item number 2 is a call to the audience. Members of the public were asked to submit written comments related to this meeting through the MAG website. Comments may be sent at any time leading up to the meeting, but must be received at least 1 hour prior to the posted start time for the meeting. This is the opportunity for the public to comment on items that fall under MAG's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda or that are on the agenda for discussion and not for action. MAG staff, have we received any public comments? If so, please read them at this time.
We've received no public comments for this item or any other item on the agenda.
Thank you. Item number 3 is the Transportation Staff Report. MAG staff member Patrick Stone will now provide updates and a report to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Good afternoon, members of the Street Committee. A couple of updates. I actually have an additional update that's not noted on there. I'd like to introduce a new member to the Street Committee. Kathy Hollow from the City of Tempe is taking over for Herman. So welcome, Kathy, to the Street Committee.
Thanks, Patrick.
Moving on, a couple of items. First, Safe Streets for All. Wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the success of MAG member agencies. The region did receive 5 different planning grants. The cities of Glendale, Mesa, Phoenix, Scottsdale, and the town of Tolleson have all received SS4A planning grants. So it's good to see that the region is doing well on those federal discretionary grants. And then second, project workbooks. We will be sending out, hopefully later this month, the required project workbooks for those non-life cycle programs that are federally funded. Should, as I said, expect them about the end of this month, and the workbooks will be due on March 31st. And with that, Mr. Vice Chair, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Item number 4 is the approval of the minutes. Please take a few minutes to review, moments to review the minutes from the December 13th meeting if you have not already. And we'll just take a couple of seconds here. Any committee member have any revisions? Seeing and hearing none, can I have a motion to recommend approval of the meeting minutes of December 13th, 2022?
So moved.
We have a motion. Can we have a second?
I second.
Thank
City
you.
Mesa.
Was
Okay,
that, was that David Fabiano for the motion?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, roll call, Mr. Chair. Starting at the top here, Mr. Chair, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jerry Cooper,
Aye.
thank you. Maria Deeb,
Aye.
Nathan Domi,
Aye.
thank you. Keith Drenaski,
Aye.
thank you. Mr. Fabiano,
Aye.
thank you. Kathy Hollow,
I think I'll abstain since I wasn't here last meeting.
okay.
Thank you.
Kevin Lair,
Aye.
thank you. Drew Segato for Angela Macaluso.
Okay.
Thank you. Brad Novacek,
Aye.
Steve O'Brien,
Aye.
Dana Oswiani,
Aye.
Patrick Sage,
Sorry, aye.
thank you. Ron Gritman,
Aye.
thank you. Raquel Schatz,
Aye.
John Dixon, Christopher Wanamaker,
Aye.
thank you. Is there anyone I missed in that roll call?
This is Jennifer Jack. Sorry, I missed the roll call, but I vote aye.
Okay, thanks, Jennifer, and we got you noted as being here. Anyone else? All right, Mr. Chair, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Item number 5 is the Arterial Life Cycle Program, the Project Change Process Overview. This item will be presented by Patrick Stone, MAG Transportation Improvement Program Supervisor. This item is on the agenda for information.
Again, good afternoon, Mr. Vice Chair, members of the Street Committee. Pleasure to be here today to present this item. As the chair noted, this item is on the agenda for information. Next slide, please. So before I can begin, just a note, MAG is in the process of updating the ALCP program for fiscal year 2024. And as part of that process and kind of what necessitates this item, member agencies may bring forward project changes to their programmed ALCP projects. As noted on the screen, the ALCP serves as the financial tool for managing the arterial component of the RTP and is guided by the ALCP policies and procedures, which were last approved by Regional Council in February of 2021. Next slide, please. So the policy set forth, they require that changes to the project scope or substitutions of projects must be presented to the Street Committee for a technical review and recommendation. Next slide, please. So each request includes a project change summary that outlines the current project and proposed project, or in this case today, projects, a budget update, and a detailed cost estimate. All changes require the use of the ALCP project change tool, which evaluates the proposed request based on 9 quantitative and qualitative criteria. Next slide, please. So today there are 6 proposed requests in front of the committee today. 2 are for the city of Mesa, 4 are from the city of Scottsdale. And in each instance, the agency will review both the original and the replacement projects, discuss why the current project is no longer feasible, explain the benefits of the substitute project, and provide a high-level overview of the project change tool results. Next slide, please. And with that, Mr. Vice Chair, that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stone, for the presentation. Are there any comments or questions from the committee members? Seeing and hearing none, we'll move to item number 6, the Arterial Life Cycle Program Project Change Technical Review, Sossaman Road from Velocity Way to German Road. This item will be presented by Maria Angelica Deeb, Transportation Projects Coordinator for the City of Mesa. This item is on the agenda for information, discussion, and possible action. Maria?
Thank you. Next, please. So I will be presenting on behalf of the City of Mesa, the ALCP fiscal year update for 23-24. Next. First, I want to remind all of you, or not remind, but just make you aware that our public purpose is to serve the public by planning, designing, operating, and maintaining a high-quality multimodal transportation system within the City of Mesa, so that residents and visitors can move safely, effectively, and efficiently throughout our transportation network. Next. What allows us to do this is in portion the ALCP projects we have. The ALCP projects are looked at in Mesa as potential for expansion of Mesa's network. This can be CIP projects, they can be safety improvement projects, or projects or components that directly are related to capacity of safety improvements. This can include ITS, network, signals, lighting, etc. Part of what we do when we have an LCP project is that we monitor and address safety within the LCP projects, and we also keep up with development. Next. So as mentioned before, the first project that I want to bring forth is Sossaman Road Velocity Way to South City Limits. We want to include this in exchange for the Pecos Ellsworth to Meridian Road Phase 2. A little description of the project is we want to build out 4 lanes with raised median from Velocity Way all the way to Pecos, and then transition to a striped median from Germain Road to Pecos Road. This is necessary to support the large growth we have in this area. To date, we haven't observed any serious crashes and is not yet funded and is proposed in our CIP for future bond. The anticipated project cost is $16.6 million. We hope to start design in fiscal year 24-25 and construction starting in 26-27 and ending in fiscal year 27-28. As I mentioned, for the City of Mesa, it's important to operate and maintain the road, and we have calculated that we will need $71,000 per year to do so. Next. As I mentioned to you, we are proposing to exchange it for Phase 2. If you look at our LCP details, Pecos Road, Ellsworth to Meridian is a phase project. We have Phase 1 and Phase 2. So we are proposing that one phase remains in the LCP and remove Phase 2. So no longer a phase improvement project will appear in our ALCP. The scope of the Pecos Ellsworth to Meridian is to build out 4 lanes, but we're waiting for McDOT to complete its drainage study before we initiate this project, and we know what we actually need to do to improve the project as described above. Now, no serious crashes have been observed in the last 5 years, and as I said, we don't know what we need to build, so we don't have an anticipated project cost. We are waiting for McDOT to initiate the design, but we intend to do so sometime in fiscal year 27. And as I said, we don't know what cost will Mesa incur to operate and maintain. Next. As Patrick mentioned before, there is an ALCP project change tool. We included both projects, and the project that we are proposing, it has a total score higher than the one we are exchanging. This shows that the first project, the Sassaman Velocity Way to Germain Road, will allow us at a higher score reach our purpose. Next. So the action that I request is for information discussion and possible recommendation to include the proposed project change in the draft fiscal year 24 ALCP. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Deeb, for the presentation. Are there any comments or questions from the committee members? Hearing none, can I have a motion to recommend inclusion of the proposed project change in the draft 2024 ALCP?
So moved. This is David Fabiano for the town of Gilbert.
And can I have a second?
Second.
That's the second from Nathan Domi. Thank you.
Yes.
When Steph calls your name, please indicate yay or nay.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. How do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Jerry Cooper,
Aye.
Maria Deeb,
Yes.
Nathan Domi,
Yes.
Keith Drenaski,
Aye.
David Fabiano,
Aye.
Kathy Hollow,
Aye.
Jennifer Jack,
Aye.
Kevin Lair,
Aye.
Drew Sagato.
Aye.
Thank you. Brad Novacek. Was that an aye from Brad?
I'm sorry, yes.
Thank you. Steve O'Brien,
Aye.
Dana Oswiani,
Aye.
Patrick Sage,
Aye.
Ron Gritman,
Aye.
Raquel Schatz,
Aye.
John Dixon,
Aye.
Christopher Wanamaker.
Aye.
Is
Yes.
there anyone I missed in that roll call?
Yes, Charles Andrews, City of Peoria, aye.
Charles Andrews. All right, gotcha here. Thank you. Mr. Vice Chair, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Steph. Item number 7 is the Arterial Life Cycle Program Project Change Technical Review, Mountain Road from State Route 24 to Pecos Road. This item will also be presented by Ms. Deeb from the City of Mesa. This item is on the agenda for information, discussion, and possible action. Mrs. Deeb?
Thank you very much. I'm here to present the City of Mesa's update for fiscal year 24 for the ALCP. Next. I'll go through this very fast because I mentioned it before. Our purpose is to have a great transportation network that allows residents and visitors to move safely, effectively, and efficiently. Next. In order to achieve the purpose that I stated before, we look at our LCP projects to expand Mesa's network, make it safer, and improve the capacity if we're lacking. We're also monitoring and addressing safety always, and we're keeping up with development. Next. The proposed project that we want to include is Mountain Road from the newly opened SR24 to Pecos Road. We are proposing to exchange it for Signal Butte Railroad to Williamsfield Road. I'm going to describe the scope of work for the Mountain Road proposed project. This is to fully build 4 lanes from SR24 to Pecos Road. We are going to address also within it drainage issues that we have observed, as well as finished improvements deferred by development. We have observed 1 incapacitating crashes in the last 5 years. The project is funded with transportation local funds as well as developer paid fees. The proposed project cost is 9 million. We anticipate starting design in fiscal year 23-24 and construction starting in 24-25 and ending in fiscal year 25-26. To operate and maintain this project, we envision spending $31,000 annually. Next. As I mentioned before, we are proposing to exchange it for the Signal Butte Railroad to Williamsfield. The reason for this is that this Signal Butte is completed. It is currently part of the ALCP, but as it is completed, we don't need it anymore in our ALCP details. This segment has already been improved to its ultimate configuration of 6 lanes, and no observed serious crashes in the last 5 years have been noted. As I mentioned to you, this is completed, therefore the project cost is 0. There's no start and end dates because it's completed, and no new O&M is anticipated because it's already in the network and we're already maintaining this asset. Next. We use the ALCP project change tool that MAG included in the ALCP documentation. And this proposed project, the Mountain Road SR24 to Pecos, scores higher than the Signal Butte Railroad to Williamsfield Road, that is the proposed project to exchange. Next. As mentioned before, the action requested is to discuss and possible recommend to include in the proposed project change in the draft fiscal year 24 ALCP. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Deeb, for the presentation. Are there any comments or questions from the committee members?
I have a question. It's David Fabiano, Town of Gilbert. Maria, that Mountain Road is on a midsection alignment. I'm assuming you've got it classified as an arterial. I just didn't wanted to share a little bit more about that history there.
Yes, it is.
That that's a little bit different because we don't see very many midsection roads that are classified as arterials in the valley. I'm guessing that there are some pretty heavy economic development issues and just intensities of use that are going on down there. If you could explain why that, it's a little bit unusual. If you could explain what the nexus of that was.
Thank you very much. So currently SR24 has a connection to Mountain Road. And part of the improvements of SR24 that the city of Mesa went with ADOT was to improve part of Mountain Road. There has been an explosion of use in this area, and there's a lot, like you said, economic development that is important for the city as well as that area. We have currently, if this project is recommended to include in the LCP, we will also make sure that we address that this road is eligible for the LCP, therefore consider arterial.
Thank you.
Can I have a motion to recommend inclusion of the proposed project change in the draft 2024 ALCP?
So moved. David Fabiano, Town of Gilbert.
Can I have a second?
Second, Kevin Lair, City of Chandler.
When Steph calls your name, please indicate yay or nay.
Charles Andrews. Vice Chair Christo.
Aye.
Jerry Cooper.
Aye.
Maria Deeb.
Aye.
Nathan Domi.
Aye.
Keith Drenaski.
Aye.
David Fabiano.
Aye.
Kathy Hollow.
Aye.
Jennifer Jack.
Aye.
Kevin Lair.
Aye.
Drew Sigato. Can you give me your last name again?
Segato.
Sigato. Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you. Brad Novacek.
Aye.
Steve O'Brien.
Aye.
Dana Oswiani.
Aye.
Patrick Sage.
Aye.
Thank you. Ron Gritman,
Aye.
Raquel Schatz,
Aye.
John Dixon,
Aye.
Christopher Wanamaker.
Aye.
Anyone I missed in that roll call? The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Item number 8 is the Arterial Life Cycle Program Project Change Technical Review, Carefree Highway from Cave Creek Road to Scottsdale Road. This item will be presented by Greg Davies, Senior Transportation Planner for the City of Scottsdale. This item is on the agenda for information, discussion, and possible action. Mr. Davies?
Good afternoon, Vice Chair Christo and members of the Mag Street Committee. I'm Greg Davies. I'm a Senior Transportation Planner with the City of Scottsdale. And today is Valentine's Day, so you're just gonna have to give me a little love on all these project requests. Oh, with all levity set aside, these requests make up the bulk of your agenda, and I appreciate your time and consideration. I do want to set the foundation here regarding these requests. 6 months ago, the city actually updated all their project costs for the projects in the ALCP, and we came up with $129.7 million shortfall. Not good. So at that point in time, we thought, well, we'll roll up our sleeves, we'll figure out some options to address this shortfall. And the shortfall, obviously, as many of you are aware, it was due to labor cost, material shortage, right-of-way acquisitions, just various factors. And the big one was utility relocations, which that has been a real nemesis for us. That's been a struggle, but that's a whole nother challenge. So the city came up with 3 options to address the shortfall. One was maintain the 30% match, which obviously the city wants to make sure we do. Reallocate the funds program for the Loop 101 Hayden interchange, which is item number 11, to other projects in the Arterial Life Cycle program. And 3, require that vacant state land parcels, which have zoning stipulations in place, to build the ALCP segments along the frontage. This is a huge cash saver option. So those are the 3 options. And so again, what I just explained, that provides the foundation for how Scottsdale arrived at these requests. Next, please. So that first slide was our first project, which is Carefree Highway, Cave Creek to Scottsdale Road. There is a caveat to many of the graphics in my presentation, and that caveat is that with the original projects, just like this Wallapai Drive, there is a blue pattern fill, and that is a sign of undeveloped state land, as I have in my legend. As I mentioned earlier, these areas fall under option 3, developer responsibility, a big cash saver. So this original project, Wallapai Drive, is from Hayden to Pima Road. This is a link that will satisfy that link between Pima and Hayden. And only the east half is existing right now, and that provides access to the Greyhawk development on the north side of Wallapai. That cross-section is not built out yet. The city will make sure we do that with this project. The original project is not per se going away. None of these original projects are going away other than the Hayden Loop 101 interchange. And so with that said, the intersection of Loop 101 and Hayden with this original project is building out with nationwide insurance on the east side. Mm-hmm. And on the actual west side is in Banner Medical is going to entitle some big piece of property to build a hospital. And so the project is right now at a $10.7 million project cost, and it'll be reduced to about a $5 million project cost. And that's a loaded cost. That's regional funds and city funds. And this roadway will be a new minor arterial, bike lanes, landscape medians, sidewalks, trails. And as I mentioned, with future development where that hatched area is. Next, please. So the proposed project is Carefree Highway, Cave Creek Road to Scottsdale Road. This is a poster child for connectivity, I think, because it links Scottsdale Road corridor to I-17. It is a minor arterial. We'll have bike lanes, sidewalks, and paths and trails, and obviously ADA compliant infrastructure. It's reaching about 25,000 ADT So it's right in the realm of a minor arterial at that minimum capacity. That's like the low threshold of our minor arterial. Cost increases are due to undergrounding of power lines, as well as addressing some storm culverts along the corridor. This will be about a $21.5 million project. And that's, again, a loaded figure of regional funds as well as city funds. Next, please. So here's the substitute project request. We got Hualapai Drive, Hayden to Pima. Obviously, I explained that it's a new minor arterial and bike lanes, landscape medians, sidewalks, and trails to Carefree Highway, Cave Creek Road to Scottsdale Road, which is also a minor arterial. It's programmed in our CIP as well as the ALCP, and it will include bike lanes, sidewalks, paths, trails, and have ADA compliant infrastructure. Next, please. So here's the project change tool as the score shakes out Cave Creek Road to Scottsdale Road, which is the proposed project. Score is obviously twice as high as the original project. So that actually shakes out well. I expected that to happen. So that's the results of the project change tool. Next, please. So the action is that we're requesting is to, if you have any questions, definitely ask me, but for information, discussion, and possible recommendation to include in the proposed project change in the draft fiscal year 2024 ALCP. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davies, for the presentation. Are there any comments or questions from the committee members? Hearing none, could I have a motion to recommend inclusion of the proposed project change in the draft 2024 ALCP?
I'll move. It's Kathy Hollow. I'll move to include it.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
I second. Maria D. with the City of Mesa.
Thank you. When Steph calls your name, please indicate yea or nay in the roll call.
Charles Andrews,
Yes.
Bryce Christo,
Aye.
Jerry Cooper,
Yes.
Maria Deeb,
Yes.
Nathan Domi,
Yes.
Keith Drenaski,
Yes.
David Fabiano.
Aaron Pinkerton filling in for David Fabiano. Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Kathy Hollow,
Aye.
Jennifer Jack,
Aye.
Kevin Lair,
Aye.
Drew Sigato.
Aye.
Brad Novacek.
Aye.
Steve O'Brien,
Aye.
Dana Oswiani,
Aye.
Patrick Sage,
Aye.
Ron Gritman,
Aye.
Raquel Schatz,
Aye.
John Dixon,
Aye.
Christopher Wanamaker.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 9, which is the Arterial Life Cycle Program Project Change Technical Review, Scottsdale Road from Dixoletta Drive to Carefree Highway. This item will also be presented by Mr. Davies from Scottsdale. This item is on the agenda for information, discussion, and possible action. Mr. Davies?
Thank you, Vice Chair Christo. Yes, this is our second request here. This substitute project request is Scottsdale Road, Dixoletta Drive to Carefree Highway. Next, please. The original project is Miller Road, Princess Boulevard to Legacy Boulevard. This is a future major collector. It's a 4-lane facility providing a link between Princess Boulevard and Legacy Boulevard. It's not there yet, only a small segment is. But this graphic screams developer responsibility with that pattern fill. About a quarter mile, like I had mentioned, is already there. It's just south of Legacy. And it was constructed by the Cavison development, which includes the nationwide insurance headquarters. And as a component to the Loop 101 general purpose lane widening project from I-17 to Pima Princess, ADOT constructed that underpass right there at Miller Road at the Loop 101. Now, the city is responsible for the roadway in that underpass in the ADOT right-of-way. So we will actually design and construct that, but that's only going to be about $900,000. So the project will still be within the ALCP. The request is really to take about 1.2 million of regional funds from the actual 2.1 program, leaving the 900K in regional funds for that pavement of the roadway under the underpass. And in this slide, it shows as again, bike lanes, sidewalks. And that's pretty standard for the city in their cross section. Next, please. The proposed project, Scottsdale Road, Dixoletta Drive to Carefree Highway. As you can see, there's no blue pattern in this fill on this corridor. This will be the city's full responsibility. Scottsdale Road is a busy corridor, and as these improvements will alleviate congestion for people traveling between I-17 and the Scottsdale Road corridor. This will be a medianized 4-lane minor arterial, which will have sidewalks, paths, trails, and ADA compliant infrastructure. The new total project cost will be 26.1 million. And again, that's a loaded figure of regional and city funds. Next, please. So the substitute project request is obviously Princess Boulevard to Legacy Boulevard as the original project to Scottsdale Road, Dixoletta Drive to Carefree Highway. Again, a minor arterial, which is Scottsdale Road, with all that type of infrastructure. It's programmed also in the CIP and the ALCP. Next, please. So here's the project change tool. The original project scored obviously less half of what the proposed project is. So that bodes well. So it scored well, and that's the results of the project change tool. Next, please. Again, this is for information, discussion, and possible recommendation to include in the proposed project change in the draft fiscal year 2024 ALCP. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davies, for the presentation. Are there any comments or questions from the committee members? Seeing none, can I have a motion to recommend inclusion of the proposed project change in the draft 2024 ALCP?
This is Brad Novacek, so moved.
Can I have a second?
Second, City of Litchfield Park, Keith Jernowski.
Thank you, Keith. Steph's going to call roll. Please indicate yay or nay.
Yes.
Bryce Christo,
Yes.
Bryce Christo,
Aye.
Jerry Cooper,
Yay.
Maria Deeb,
Aye.
Nathan Domi,
Aye.
Keith Drenaski,
Aye.
Aaron Pinkerton,
Aye.
Kathy Hollow,
Aye.
Jennifer Jack,
Aye.
Kevin Lair,
Aye.
Drew Sigato,
Aye.
Brad Novacek,
Aye.
Steve O'Brien,
Aye.
Dana Oswiani,
Aye.
Patrick Sage,
Aye.
Ron Gritman,
Aye.
Raquel Schatz,
Aye.
John Dixon,
Aye.
Christopher Wanamaker.
Aye.
Mr. Vice Chair, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. Item number 10 is Arterial Life Cycle Program Project Change Technical Review for Pima Road from Dynamite Boulevard to Las Piedras, Pima Road from Las Piedras to Stagecoach Pass Road, and Scottsdale Road, Dixoletta Drive to Carefree Highway. This item will also be presented by Mr. Davies from the City of Scottsdale. This item is on the agenda for information, discussion, and possible action. Mr. Davies?
Thank you, Vice Chair Christo again, and members of the MAG Street Committee. These next two agenda items are a little bit more complex because actually we created like kind of a hydra, taking the original project and allocating funds to 3 other substitute projects. And in this request, we show Pima Road, Dynamite Boulevard to Las Piedras, which is a segment, and then Las Piedras to Stagecoach Pass Road, which is its own project, and then Scottsdale Road, Dixoletta Drive to Carefree Highway. Next, please. So the original project is Pima Road, Joe Max Road to Dynamite Boulevard. Now this project, it screams developer responsibility because obviously the hatched area is bordered by land that is state land. This will still remain a project. It's an upgrade to an existing 4-lane minor arterial, has medians, bike lanes, sidewalks, shared use path, its trail, and ADA compliant infrastructure. Next, please. So the original project, which will remain a project, will be kind of bled into these 3 proposed projects, which is Pima Road, Dynamite Boulevard to Las Piedras. The eastern half of this Pima Road right here is a segment, it will be the city's responsibility because the city owns the McDowell Sonoran Preserve. There are some large privately owned parcels on the west side, but the city still will assume roadway design and construction and full cross section, plus a potential roundabout at Las Piedras. This is slated to be a $26.3 million project. The Pima Road, Las Piedras to Stagecoach, which is its own project, based on the graphic, developer responsibility east side of Pima, and the city and region will pick up the tab for the west side of Pima. Parcels on the west side are built out. We are contemplating a roundabout at Stagecoach Pass Road. Project cost total $26.3 million. And then Scottsdale Road, Dixiletta Drive to Carefree Highway. As you can see, there's no blue pattern fill here on this corridor. This will be the city's full responsibility. Scottsdale Road is a busy corridor with these improvements and will alleviate congestion for the traveling public between I-17 and the Scottsdale Road corridor. This will be medianized 4-lane minor arterial. The new project cost will be about $26.1 million. Again, this is a loaded figure, regional and city funds. These are all minor arterials. Next, please. So here's a layout of the substitute request from the Pima Road Joe Max to Dynamite Boulevard, which will be a new minor arterial with bike lanes, paths, and trail, ADA compliant infrastructure to these 3 projects on the right: Pima Road, Dynamite Boulevard to Las Piedras, Pima Road, Las Piedras to Stagecoach Pass Road, and then Scottsdale Road, Dixiletta Drive to Carefree Highway. Next, please. Here is the outline of the project change tool. As you can see, the proposed projects, for the most part, score higher than the original project. The Pima Road, Las Piedras to Stagecoach Pass Road, the quantitative score is a little lower because of the volumes aren't as high on that northern segment of Pima Road. People that actually using that roadway are going either to northern sector of Scottsdale or they're moving into going to Rio Verde. So that's kind of why I think that quantitative score is a little lower there, but overall it's pretty close to the original project score. Next, please. So this again is for information, discussion, and possible recommendation to include in the proposed project change in the draft fiscal year 2024 ALCP. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davies, for the presentation. Are there any comments or questions from the committee members?
Yes, this is Maria Angelica with the City of Mesa. Thank you for your presentation. I really appreciate it, especially when you broke down how one project is funding all the others. I wanted to ask, is any of the new proposed projects, have you seen any safety concerns to address?
Thank you, Committee Member Deeb and members of the Mag Street Committee, Vice Chair Christo. We do have crash data that we look at. There has not been any significant crashes along those proposed projects. That actually, there hasn't been any fatalities based on our last analysis in our collision report. So overall, for the most part, safe corridors to travel, and with these improvements, it'll even make it safer. But no significant issues regarding safety. Obviously, we want to put in sidewalks and shared use paths and trails, which will actually achieve our complete street type of cross section. And that'll actually make it safer for those modes of transportation. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Hearing none, could I have a motion to recommend inclusion of the proposed project change in the draft 2024 ALCP?
I motion to include.
Maria Deeb from the City of Mesa. Can I have a second?
Second,
second.
Jennifer Jack.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
Go Jennifer.
Thank you. We'll do a roll call now. Please indicate aye or nay.
Charles Andrews,
Aye.
Vice Chair Christo,
Aye.
Gary Cooper,
Aye.
Maria Deeb,
Aye.
Nathan Domi,
Aye.
Keith Drenaski,
Aye.
Aaron Pinkerton,
Aye.
Kathy Hollow,
Aye.
Jennifer Jack,
Aye.
Kevin Lair,
Aye.
Drew Sigato,
Aye.
Brad Novacek,
Aye.
Steve O'Brien,
Aye.
Dana Oziani,
Aye.
Patrick Sage,
Aye.
Ron Gritman,
Aye.
Raquel Schatz,
Aye.
John Dixon,
Aye.
Christopher Wanamaker.
Aye.
Mr. Vice Chair, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Item number 11 is the Arterial Life Cycle Program Project Change Technical Review, Carefree Highway from Cave Creek Road to Scottsdale Road, Happy Valley Road from Pima Road to Alma School Road, and Scottsdale Road from Dixoletta Drive to Carefree Highway. This item on the agenda will also be presented by Mr. Davies from the City of Scottsdale. This item is on the agenda for information, discussion, and possible action. Mr. Davies.
Thank you, Vice Chair Christo and members of the Mag Street Committee. Yes, these are our substitute project requests for this last request. It's another Hydra taking an original project and bleeding it into 3 other existing projects. The original project, this was the one that's going to go away. Bye-bye, all the way gone. So these substitute project requests are Carefree Highway, Cave Creek Road to Scottsdale Road, Happy Valley Road, Pima Road to Alma School Road, Scottsdale Road, Dixoletta Drive to Carefree Highway. Next, please. This is the original project. This is the Hayden Road at Loop 101 interchange. This project was a good idea and a bad idea. Good idea in that the southbound flyover ramp that was proposed to the Hayden Road would have placed happy travelers to the, you know what, the Waste Management or the WM Phoenix Open and the city sports complex. Bad idea in that it would restrict access to those high-priced parcels that you see circled in yellow, which is state land. State land was not a big fan of this project. Therefore, the city is requesting to delete this project and reallocate the funds to the following substitute projects. Next, please. So here are the proposed projects. So Carefree Highway, again, a poster child for connectivity because it links Scottsdale Road to I-17. Again, about 25,000 ADT, right in the realm of a minor arterial at minimum capacity. Cost again increases were due to underground power, as well as addressing some culvert issues. The project would be 21.5 million, and that is a number 1 there on the screen. The second one is Happy Valley Road, Pima Road to Alma School. This is a project actually in construction. This is a very congested roadway because people use Happy Valley to access residential and activity centers along Alma School and Dynamite Boulevard, which is up to the northeast. Also, people living in Rio Verde. Let's not mention water at all. You know that situation. It's like in Caddyshack when Ted Knight said, Spalding, you'll get nothing and like it. They just won't get any water. That's another issue. This is a $34.5 million project. And lastly, the Scottsdale Road, Dixoletta Drive to Carefree Highway. This is the most popular substitute project request. This is, as you can see, there's no blue pattern or fill in this corridor. This will be the city's full responsibility. Scottsdale Road is a busy corridor, and these improvements will alleviate congestion in the traveling public between I-17 and Scottsdale Road corridor, be medianized and all the good stuff. This is a total project cost of about 26.1 million. Next, please. So here is the layout of the original and the substitute project request from Hayden Road to Loop 101 interchange. That is going to go kind of bye-bye if approved. And then to the Carefree Highway, the Happy Valley Road, and the Scottsdale Road projects, which are all minor arterials. They're all programmed, and hopefully one day will come to fruition. Next, please. This is the project change tool summary. The results are pretty favorable. All the proposed projects score much higher than the original project of the Hayden Road at Loop 101 interchange. And so it looks pretty good, I think. So next, please. So this is for information, discussion, and possible recommendation to include in the proposed project change in the draft fiscal year 2024 ALCP. And that culminates all our requests from the city of Scottsdale. Thanks so much for your time, your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Davies, for the presentation. Are there any comments or questions from the committee members? Hearing none, can I have a motion to recommend inclusion of the proposed project change in the draft 2024 ALCP?
So moved. Kevin Lair, City of Chandler.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second, Steve O'Brien, ADOT.
Thank you. Steph, can you have roll call?
Yes, final time through. Woo. Charles Andrews,
Aye.
Vice Chair Christo,
Aye.
Jerry Cooper,
Aye.
Maria Deeb,
Aye.
Nathan Domi,
Aye.
Keith Drenaski,
Aye.
Aaron Pinkerton,
Aye.
Kathy Hollow,
Aye.
Jennifer Jack,
Aye.
Kevin Lair,
Aye.
Drew Sigato,
Aye.
Brad Novacek,
Aye.
Steve O'Brien,
Aye.
Dana Oswiani,
Aye.
Patrick Sage,
Aye.
Ron Gritman,
Aye.
Raquel Schatz,
Aye.
John Dixon,
Aye.
Christopher Wanamaker.
Aye.
Mr. Vice Chair, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. Item number 12 is a request for future agenda items. Are there any requests by street committee member for an item on a future agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on to item number 13, updates from member agencies. I'd like to invite members to share information related to ongoing street-related project activities in their
They
jurisdiction.
didn't like it.
Anybody have anything they'd like to report? No? Okay,
Um,
moving on to item number 4. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, this is Manny Helka with the City of Mesa. I wanted to mention, as Patrick did at the beginning of the meeting, that the City of Mesa got Safe Streets for All grant money. So we're going to start once we sign an agreement with Federal Highways on our comprehensive safety action plan. I reached out to MAG because I would like for maybe a committee, just a working group, or just getting together with agencies that got planning money or that will be applying for future grant funds, come together so we can discuss what should be included, what has worked, what was not, if other agencies have done the checklist and their current plan doesn't meet all the list of requirements that Federal Highways and USDOT have, to please let us know. I think that a formal discussion just among friends is something that will make each of our agencies' plans so much robust and better. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other updates from any other committees, any other jurisdictions? Hearing none, we'll go on to the next meeting date, which will be March 14th at 1 p.m. via teleconference. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Kevin Lair, motion to stop our meeting. How's that?
Can I have a second?
I'll second. Kathy Hollow.
Thank you, Kathy. The meeting is adjourned at 1:54 p.m.